All right, let's watch this. Here we go.
Ago or so, and psychologically, we can't even think about letting that happen. But what is going to happen, and we've already seen it, you see it in the stock price, with the tariffs, U.S. Steel is going to be a real powerhouse again.
Mr. President, if I could just follow up on
This is the
Jack's
daily
question about
podcast?
Munich.
Yeah.
Vice President Vance's speech to the conference has ruffled quite a few feathers in Europe.
What did he say to ruffle them? I don't know.
He was talking about the freedom of speech and migration in Europe. Do you believe that European leaders have a fundamentally different view of the world?
We're going to watch that.
Well, I heard his speech, and I tell you, you're talking about JD's speech, right?
Yes, sir.
It was a great speech.
I heard his speech, and he talked about freedom of speech, and I think it's true in Europe. It's losing. They're losing their wonderful right of freedom of speech. I see it. I mean,
He's right.
I thought he made a very good speech, actually, a very brilliant speech. Yeah. Europe has to be careful. And he talked about immigration. And Europe has a big immigration problem. Just take a look at what's happened with crime. Take a look at what's happening in various parts of Europe. I thought his speech was very well received, actually. I've heard very good remarks.
It's one of the best speeches.
As well. Yesterday you mentioned that you thought Ukraine's
seen
NATO aspirations were one of the main reasons that the war broke out. Who do you blame for the war, Ukraine or Russia?
Well, I think that there were a lot of people to blame. All I can say is very simply, if I were president,
why would you ask that?
That war would never have happened. And you know what else
wouldn't
have
that
happened?
just
the
make
Middle
things
East wouldn't
worse?
Be all blown up, and October 7th wouldn't have happened either. Those two areas, you wouldn't have inflation, you wouldn't have October 7th, you wouldn't have Russia and Ukraine fighting. None of those things would have happened if I were president.
Loaded question? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
You mentioned auto tariffs the other day.
Yeah.
When do you plan to unroll?
Howard, I'd say over the next sometime, or maybe around April 2nd. I would have done them on April 1st. Believe it or not, I'm a little superstitious. No, literally, we had it planned for April 1st. I said, let's make it April 2nd. You know how much money that costs? That costs a lot of money just that one day, but we're going to do it on April 2nd, I think. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
The lead prosecutor in Eric Adams' case resigned today, saying anyone who didn't press forward would be a coward. What's your reaction to that and to the overall implication that politics were at play here?
Well, I don't know about it. I mean, obviously, I'm not involved in that. But I would say this, that if they had a problem, and these are mostly people from the previous administration, you understand, so they weren't going to be there anyway. They were going to all be gone or dismissed. If not, they know on Tuesday they're all being dismissed. You know, the whole country is being, because what you do is you come in and you put new people in. So when you say resign, they're going to be gone anyway. But I know nothing about the individual case. I know that they didn't feel it was much of a case. They also felt that it was unfair with the election. Look, I would know that better than anybody because I was weaponized more than any human being in the history probably of the world. And I won the election.
More than Jesus?
Winning all 7 swing states, winning the popular vote and everything else. Because
Damn!
the people got it. It was weaponized. And I was weaponized literally weeks before the election. But I think there's also something to be said. I read that. There's something to be said for what they were doing. It looked to me to be very political. But why didn't they bring this up like 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, or whenever it happened? You know, they just sat around and didn't complain. Then all of a sudden they complain, and they know they're all being dismissed anyway. So, you know, that's the way it is. That's called politics, I guess. Yeah, please.
Earlier this week, you predicted that all hell would break loose if Hamas didn't hand over all of their...
Oh, yeah, about giving away the hostages.
I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's the big day.
If it was up to me, I'd take a very hard stance. I can't tell you what Israel's going to do. But I watched the last people come out, and I looked at it before and
the
an after
Holocaust
picture.
thing?
One guy was a big, strong, healthy guy. Could say he was a little bit overweight. He's not overweight anymore. He looks like he just came out of the Holocaust. It looks like a Holocaust picture. I've looked at him for a long time, and they've been treated very badly. The young lady came out last week. Her hand was blown off.
How'd that happen?
I mean, literally, her hand was trying to stop a bullet that was headed for her face. She put up her hand. She goes like this and wiped out her fingers and a lot of her hand. Now, I would take a different stance, but it depends. Look, it depends what Bibi's going to do. It depends what Israel's going to do. But And now I understand they've totally changed. Hamas has totally changed. They want to release hostages now again. But you have to see, this started by them saying, we're not going to release the hostages as we said we were. I said, good. You have till 12 o'clock on Saturday, which is tomorrow at 12 o'clock to do it.
Oh, boy.
And we didn't hear anything. Then all of a sudden, 2 days ago, they said, no, we've decided we're going to release the hostages.
What a surprise.
So, but
Yeah.
I actually think they should release all of the hostages. Remember, they're probably as bad as they looked. I mean, I don't like to say that, but they looked real bad 4 days ago, 5 days ago when I saw them. And the young ladies that came out were treated really badly. You don't know what happened, but I do. They were treated really badly. But as bad as they
You can
look,
guess.
the ones that follow probably will look a lot worse. I think they're sending out their most healthy. And they've been hit hard on that, Hamas. So they probably didn't want to release. But they obviously changed their mind. I said 12 o'clock tomorrow, and all of a sudden, 2 days ago, yesterday, they said they're going back to releasing. But this all started by them saying, we are not going to release any more hostages.
Uh-oh.
And then yesterday they said they are going to release the hostages.
They will.
But I think they should release
think they
all
will.
of the hostages.
About 75,000 workers took this deferred resignation. It's a little bit short of the 5 to 10%
I mean,
goal you were hoping
does
to get.
anybody
Do you think
doubt
you'll have
Trump
to
would
make
bomb
up
them?
The rest of that number in
No,
layoffs?
look, that's 75,000 more than
everybody
we would have
knows
had.
it would
Nobody
happen.
knows what that final number is, because in the end,
Yeah, of course
I think
he
a
would.
lot of people aren't going to show up to work. A lot of people, they got used to staying home and quote, working. But, I wonder if they had other jobs or other things. They have a lot of problems with that. No, 75,000 is a lot of people.
He won't Israel
and we
well?
paid them
Yeah,
well.
true.
We gave
True.
them
That's a good point.
a lot of months of severance pay, if you call it that. But no, I think you'll probably have some more too, in addition. It's a big, tremendous saving for our government. We want to downsize government, but make it better. Run it better, but downsize. Yeah, please.
So can I ask about the UK? I understand that you had a phone call with Keir Starmer
I
yesterday.
did. I just signed a letter to him.
That was the guy people were mad about.
He asked for a meeting, and I agreed to the meeting. We're going to have a friendly meeting. Very good. We have a lot of good things going on. But he asked to come and see me, and I just accepted his asking.
Do you have a date for that, sir? And what do you hope to
Very soon. I think he wants to come next week or the week after.
And what do you hope to discuss?
I don't know. It was his request, not mine. But
Yeah, people were really
I met
mad
him
at him.
twice already. We get along very well. He's a very nice guy. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brian.
Will there be a carve-out, sir?
Thank you, press. Thank you.
Tariffs?
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Get him out.
That was the tape playback version that we had from the White House. Of course, we always got you covered here on Live Now.
Yeah,
from
well, we'll
Fox.
see if there's something else new that's going to happen. I think it'll probably be in a bit, right? But what was he talking about? I'm not sure, honestly. But anyway, I do think that they're going to release the hostages tomorrow. I couldn't imagine them not doing it, because I just feel like, what is the probability of Trump basically giving Israel the green light to just bomb the fuck out of them? I think it's like 100%. I think they know that. Yeah, exactly. It's only 3 hostages. Well, then they should let them go. I mean, if they don't want to get bombed, I'd let them go. Fuck. I mean, you got to think about it from their perspective. I would be like, yeah, fuck that. Like, let them go. The bombers on standby now? Yeah, exactly. I think that Hamas probably will just let them go, because a lot of times people like that talk a big game, and then when they actually think that their head could be on the chopping block, suddenly now they become a lot more reasonable very, very, very quickly. The leaders of Hamas are not in Gaza. It's not their heads that would fall. Well, regardless of who is, I mean, like, I would be, like, if I was one of the people that was holding those hostages and I heard that I was going to maybe get bombed in a day if I didn't let them go, I would want to let them fucking go. I would. And like, the thing is, like, it's not even a question. Like, of course you would. I mean, yeah, I can't imagine, like, how would you not see it that way? Yeah, let my people go? Well, yeah, I mean, of course. And it's also like, even if you think you're in the right, I mean, if you're going to get blown up, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you're right or wrong. You're going to be dead. Everybody around you is going to be dead. Your family's going to be dead. So why would you do that? Especially over some bullshit. I think that they're going to immediately come to the table. Yeah, absolutely. And are they bombing the hostages too? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, it's better messaging than just don't. well, we'll see what happens.